What up, Yizzo, my people? Every time I do a sun blood weather update, from here on out, I am going to read this and bring this up. This is very important. My people don't understand genetics, and it's purposely done. This system is purposely designed that way to keep you away from knowing thyself. It is designed to have you constantly reaching out, looking through this world, looking in this world to find you. This is what this is designed for. Now, the sun is spilling out, whether daytime or nighttime, is spilling out high charged particles on the planet, which is hitting a different portion of the brain. More importantly, the frontal lobe. It is bringing you back online and it's tapping your pineal gland. Now, what's happening on the planet is that people that don't have a divine connection to the sun are now experiencing and expressing behavior and characteristics of the animals that they were genetically spliced with. Now, when you share 98% of your DNA with a violent animal, you should expect that people will act out and continue to be violent. It is very hard at this moment for people to suppress the characteristics of the gene that they are expressing. It is very hard for people, let me say this again, to suppress the genes that they are expressing. So if you look around on the planet, there is a lot of things that are taking place. People are driving more violently. People are acting out a little bit more. Their characteristics are changing. And let me explain something to you. This is even happening in some black people that took the Jabberwocky, just so that you know. So let me read this here. Ionizing radiation can damage DNA in cells. It didn't say damage DNA. It said damage the DNA inside of the cell. So DNA is inside of your cell. Each one of your cells have genetic material information in there. Each one of them, which can lead to cell death or harmful DNA changes, such as mutation. Ionizing radiation has enough energy to remove electrons from atoms. Remove like a lotus flower, opening it up. Remove the electron from around atoms, which can change the chemical composition of the material it interacts with. When ionizing radiation interacts with tissue and organs, it can cause large deposits of energy that can break DNA strands, which can lead to mutations, chromosomal aberrations, and changes in gene expression. Just like I just got finished explaining to you, it can lead to changes in your DNA and gene expression, which means you are going to be expressing something different. It's very hard for these people to suppress that 96 to 98% splice species that is very violent, just so that you know. Ionizing radiation can come from sources such as X-ray machines. Why would they put that first? Anyway, cosmic particles from outer space. They didn't just say the sun. They knew it was something else. Radioactive elements which can emit ionizing radiation as their atoms decay. The major types of ionizing radiation are alpha particles, beta particles, X-rays, and gamma rays. Alpha and beta particles can be stopped by physical barriers such as aluminum plates or sheets of paper. Woo? Alpha and beta particles can be stopped by physical barriers such as aluminum plates or sheets of paper. Really? But okay, that's why the dome was up there. Now, however, gamma rays, this is what we are experiencing now. Gamma rays are more penetrating, so exposure to them can cause more biological damage than exposure to alpha or beta particles. So understand and understand. However, gamma rays are more penetrating, so exposure to them can cause more biological damage than exposure to alpha or beta particles. And this is what's coming from the sun now, gamma rays. This is why when you look up gamma radiation, when you look at the hawk, that's what the hawk was made of. Gamma radiation. What color was it? Green. This is where you get these aurora borealis from. Green and purple. Understand and overstand. So again, every time I come on here, my people, this is what I'm going to read, just so that you know that nothing is changing. They have to give you universal law. This is what it is. This is coming down to the sun and your genetics. Do your genes match the sun in the cosmos, or do your genes match species on this planet that's not even older than me? That's not even older than my mother. Because monkeys and a lot of these animals that are here, these are all created animals, to be truthful and honest with you. Because you can't splice the ant. You can't splice the lion. You can't splice the elephant. Why? Because they have a protective barrier on their gene as well. Just like so-called black people do. Understand and overstand that. Pause. So here we go right here. The Gold's X-ray flux. We can just go back. We're just going to go back just a little bit, my people. Let's just go back to the 19th, right? So when you go at the 19th and you just go count forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 M flares. 5 M flares. Not to mention consistent C flares. Consistent. These C flares are separating the electrons from around the atom. Just exactly what was being explained in what I just read to you. It is separating the electrons, which is the glue, the protector, the female, which is separating them from around the atom and exposing it to proton particles, because that's what it is. Masculine particles is proton particle, UVA, UVB, UVC, but protons, masculine energy. So what's happening right now, the man is telling the woman, step back now. Like, you need to step back now. I need to take the driver's seat in this right here, because this has gotten out of hand. I need you to step back. And what the woman is saying, she's staying in her feminine energy place and saying, you right. This is why, again, these particles are separating the electrons from around the atom, and the atom is being exposed because the woman, the so-called black woman on this planet right now, is protecting an atom that is no good for the planet. I hope y'all can understand and understand that. I hope you can get that. The black woman right now is protecting an atom that is no good for this planet. And the sun, the masculine energy, has stepped up and said, I love you, I value, I appreciate you, mother. I need you to step to the side right now, and I need to show you what you are protecting, what you are breathing life into. I need to show you this. And this is what the sun is doing right now. Pause. Here we go. 7/20/2024 on this Gregorian calendar. Magneto's pause. Just look at that. Just look at that. Look at the double energy. Look at the double energy on the daytime side. Look at this. Look at the impact. Look at what it's doing to the magnetic dome. Look at what it's doing to the dome. And then look at the backside of the planet. Look at this. Look at this. Huh? Look at this energy. Earth is in a cocoon, like I told you. A cocoon, a square, whatever you are, beehive, whatever you want to call it. Look at this. It's nothing that they can do about it. The sun is separating us. It's all going to come down to genetics. That's what it's always been. Genetics tell you everything that you should be doing. It gives you the foundation. That way, if you have a foundation in life, then that means you can create a direction. When you don't have a foundation, that means you're going to be erratic. Because now you're acceptable to follow. You could be looking at somebody and be like, oh, I want to be like this person. Oh, I want to be like this person. Oh, I want to do this. I see that's working for that person, so let me do this. I see this working for that person, so let me do this. And every time you do that, you end up in the same position that you're in. Depressed, full of anxiety, and disappointed. Why? Because you are looking outward to find internal success. You are looking outward to find internal happiness. You are looking outward to find internal divinity. That is and this is what this world teaches us to do. In the moment that you look within and you see who you truly are, you see all, not just one, but you see all of your enemies. Every last one of them, even the ones that's claiming to be you now today. They only starting to love us. They are only starting to pay homage to us because the fucking sun is starting to hate, is starting to hate them. Understand that. That's the only reason why, because the sun is now hating them. Understand and overstand that you can be fooled if you want to, but Kalama Amin Ra will not be fooled, and I will not allow another generation on my watch, as long as I am breathing in this body, to be fooled either. You will not be fooled. You will not have a battery in your back to go out there and feel like you need to kill a species that is 10 times lesser than you, 100 times less than you, or 6,000 times less than you. You will not feel that. You would not feel that urge from me. You would not get that from me. You would get out. You would get out, put your feet in the ground, and high five the fucking sun and start to levitate. That's what you would do, and we will bind together, and we will create a world, a better world, with the rubbles of theirs after we destroy it. Pause. Okay, here we go. Space Prediction Center. So we got here, look at the top, 717, but on the 19th, there was a double burst of energy. And again, it's already picked up. I showed you on the Magneto's pulse, but I want to show you on this graph right here. So this graph right here, this is the sun. The sun is in the middle. And you notice the sun is spiraling and it's going counterclockwise. Earth is right here in the middle. This is a satellite. This is a satellite. Same thing here. Earth is in the middle. This is a satellite. This is a satellite. Over here in these two graphs, it just shows you Earth. It just shows you Earth. But I want you to look at these colors. This is all gases. These are all particles that are coming from the sun. Now, understand something. There is something also on the nighttime side of the planet, whether it's underneath, in the fucking sky, or behind us. It don't make a difference. It's on the nighttime side of the planet. So I want you to look at this date right here, 7/17, and I'm going to push play, and I want you to look at the double energy, the coronal mass ejections that are coming from the sun. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. And we're going to be feeling that energy coming into the, when you look at this, it was released on the 17th, going into the 18th, 19th, the 20th. Okay, we should start feeling that energy today, going into tomorrow for the next couple of days. And this is why the moon is looking funny. This is why the moon look closer to the planet. Everything is changing, and it's rapidly changing fast, Paul. Okay, this is Soho, my people. And nobody seems to be able to answer this question right here. The pulsating that's taking place on the east and west side of the sun. No one seems to answer that question, but you can look and you can see all of these coronal mass ejections, as well as something also coming up out of these this sun. There's objects that are coming out of there. But again, no one seems to answer these questions. And you know why nobody want to speak about these instruments that I'm using? Again, they pick and choose things that fit their narrative, anything to give them comfortability on the planet. I told you, the reason why people are loving us now is because the sun is hating them. If I want people to know something also. All the people, every hybrid, that's every mutant species that has podcasts, that has these shows that are bringing so-called black women on there to degrade them and be disrespectful to them. Pause. Let me give you an idea of one. All right, here we go right here. This is one of the individuals that I'm talking about. They constantly have black women and they make mockery of so-called black people on the show. You only do this to black people, so-called black people that don't know who they are. You are a mutant species. You don't belong here. You came here through raping, mixed breeding, or a makeshift cul-de-sac. Your hair matches every species on the planet that has animal DNA. You don't have hair, you have fur. So when I go on YouTube, every last one of you hybrids that have disrespected my mother of humanity and our people, I am going on, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's done for y'all. I'm letting you know. So your money, all your shit you be talking about, money and all that, all of it's made up to make you feel better and to keep us in a sleep and slumber. But you wouldn't have nothing but it wasn't for me, because your ass don't belong here. I'm going after all of the hybrids that has something to say about black women and black men and try to expose us based on the knowledge that we have of self.